Girls just want. Girls just want to be their boys. Girls just want. Girls just want to be their boys. Girls just want.
Alright, so I'm here in the studio of Bugbear Games and in this great gaming room with one of the developers, Jonas. And they have been kind enough to let me play the next car game. So let's see how good it is, because I already see the game. I can't show you anything, but you can see my emotions. And I must say, it looks like next generation. So is this one of the real next gen games? Let's find out. So, alright, starting the game. And my first feelings with the Xbox 360 controller here.
Running on a PC.
And running on a PC, yes.
Yes.
And already cars are going left and right on the track, and I try to ram them off the road here. It totally looks and feels like FlatOut. This is
That's what I like to hear. Yeah.
this is what I wanted to see, and
Very good, yeah.
because I have myself have played FlatOut from day one when it was released. I saw the trailers and I've been playing FlatOut when it came out. And this truly feels and looks like a FlatOut game, and like next generation FlatOut. So right now what I'm
You
trying...
don't seem to have been having too much trouble with it.
Yes,
You're
I'm...
actually probably better than like quite a few of our
Oh!
developers. So
Alright!
Hit start.
First roll.
Hit
Okay.
start on the controller. Start
Start
and down
reset
to
car.
reset car. Yeah, there you go.
Right. Now,
It may respawn to somewhat random places currently. So
Now, what I like to do in every car game that has destruction in it, a very good destruction, is to drive the game backwards.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
But I think I must restart the race because the car is so heavily... Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yes, that is pretty bad.
Oh my God!
I don't know if that's very
This damage
realistic,
is insane! It's so insane! It's
yeah.
impossible to drive the car, but if you know any other car game, if it's impossible to drive the game, oh yeah, it's you look like, okay, there's a fender inside or some scratch on the panel saying, oh yeah, you have hit too hard. I can literally see the car is like bent in half. It's like...
Yes, like, one of like our core ideas was that like, you should be able to like wrap the car like around an obstacle like completely if you come at it like hard enough, and that's what
Exactly.
happens, yeah.
If you go 100 miles per hour into a wall, you should see the front end be flat out.
Yeah.
flat.
It does basically evaporate. So yeah. So like some of the guys have been like going on like about like their destruction in the other engines, and we don't think we have anything to worry about. Like our biggest concern is that like, do we have to tone it down to make it more like realistic? But we really want to rather make it fun. So
It's
yeah.
really fun right now looking at this car. There's not much left of it. But
No.
maybe you should leave is there any possible way to leave a mode in the game for extreme damage mode?
Yeah, we have been talking about that. Like one of the like tests that we have been doing is basically like take the car to like this sort of like virtual like pinball field basically, and just like drop it down like this series of pins and just have it like bounce around and see like what comes out of the other end.
Oh, okay, what was that exactly? Crash cam?
Yeah, I think that like somebody like finally like did enough damage to you,
Wipe me out.
gameplay damage that it actually destroyed you, and then it like gives you a new car currently.
Oh.
We do have like modes like where you like only get one life, so like once you're completely destroyed, then it's game over and you need to try again. Like currently in this game mode, like you do get respawns, but they're limited. So yeah, we're still playing around with those.
Alright.
And we'll see how it works out in the end.
Okay.
And obviously we paid a ton of attention to the environment. Like if you played FlatOut games before, you know that what we like to do is have like this big interactive game world. So there's tens of thousands of individual objects that you can run into and litter around the track and so forth. And actually, what we have to do is remove them from the game world, like not because of the performance issues on the PC, but because it becomes so hard to read the track, like when there's too much stuff lying around. So we have to like scale it back a bit. But we do like to think that that's decidedly next gen as well. So like everything you hit in the game world is going to have an effect, basically.
All right. Well, I can see that many obstacles can be like manipulated. Maybe this, yes, even the barriers. Even the barriers break free. Like
yes, and
it's like Battlefield. Is this running on the Battlefield engine?
No. We like to think that. We like to think that in the stuff that's important to us, like the roadside destruction, like we couldn't do the same stuff like in any other engine. So like the Battlefield engine is better in some stuff, but we couldn't use it for like our stuff. Actually, try running into that building over there. Not sure. I think it's destructible.
What kind of building?
It should be like our core idea is
that building.
Yeah, like if you can drive into it, you should be able to like basically drive.
Oh man!
Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
There you go. You can press reset car, and if you want to go see what you did, you can press back for free camera and fly around.
Oh, okay.
This is not going to be in the final game probably, but like we.
What I would like, because I myself make many trailers for games, is a replay camera with many options, like free cam, slow cam.
That's very important to us. Like
it is.
We're not sure how it's going to work, but we think what we are like the buildings right away.
The building is so.
What we would like to do is basically record the entire race and then give you the option to play it back like completely and fly around as you like and so forth. But we're not sure how it's going to play out in the end.
The building that I went in through is pretty much gone. If you have a building, I went straight through it and it has this hole in it and the roof has collapsed also.
Yes, the goal is to like leave the like more or less realistic destruction. Like right now the building like still breaks into like these roughly geometric shapes, but we are trying to make it more natural.
It looks pretty good right now.
Final game.
It looks pretty good right now. Yeah. I mean,
thank you.
And if you say almost everything breaks in the game, oh man, it's I have no words, because I remember FlatOut and FlatOut 2 also had these many objects in the world that could be like manipulated. If you drive into it, they will break off, and
yes,
that physics also was really nice, and I really loved it. And I also, in every game I see, I would want to see realistic destruction. And this is what I mostly wait like from the next generation games, to see more destruction and more like life-like stuff going on. If you bang into a car, it will completely pretty much destroy it. If you go into a building, you will drive through the building if you go fast enough. And you can destruct everything.
Yeah, we're pretty big on like trying to keep it like as you would expect it to behave. Well, maybe with the exception of the car damage, which is pretty extreme, because it's more fun when it's a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah, but maybe you will still leave a mode for the extreme destruction because it looks fun. Because I have seen like many fans like making modifications for PC games to make the damage more extreme.
Yes, precisely.
And I think what was the game called? Alright, this next game that I wanted to remember is Reeks of Roads, that also had this like insane demolition in cars, and pretty much looked as realistic as possible. And I always wanted to see this in action in a good game. And as I see the next car game here, it pretty much looks like that, but with better graphics. And so you can understand why I'm so amazed at some points, and when I was just totally insane at one point when looking at the car, just so demolished, it looked insane. But What do you yourself? You do know Rigs of Roads and the engine that is being developed. What do you? Can you talk about maybe that and maybe versus your game?
So we were very excited like when the videos for the BeamNG engine came out, and we were like thinking about those things and in comparison with our game, and like the fans are saying that like they want this kind of destruction engine in this game as well, but they're using something called like fluid dynamics, and if I'm not mistaken, actually it may be something else. Anyway, and but the exact same technique doesn't really work well for our games. Like the movement is a little bit too like organic and bouncy. Like we need a little bit more like violent, quicker to computate stuff for our game, because we got like the 12 cars plus colliding with each other, and we're trying to figure out a way to make it.
Yeah, because if you make too many cars like that, how big is the performance impact when making a
yeah, like the physics is our number one problem in making the game like perform well. Like of course there's still like stuff like shadows and so forth, but physics is the big problem. And yeah, we have been talking about like if we wanted a similar engine, but we don't really think so. Like what we have currently is fully dynamic. Like people have been telling us that why don't we have like a dynamic damage system? We do actually. Like nothing has been preset. Like all the damage is dynamic. So like if you run into a car from a certain angle, it's going to be hit in that angle. And
yes, not
else.
worked some crash.
So like what we had in like FlatOut was like completely pre-baked damage. So like we had damage models and we morphed between those, and we don't do that anymore. So it's fully dynamic, and it's a little bit more difficult to make it like look like very realistic, but it's easy to make it look fun and dynamic and so forth. Well, now that's just weird, yeah. And we think that we have a pretty happy medium here. That the damage is dynamic, and it's always different. It's always going to be doing surprising things.
Yes, that's what gamers would want to see. Surprising things, not some.
And to us, like that's like the Bugbear experience is that you can never exactly know what's going to happen in the next corner. You can never know what's going to happen in the next crash and so forth. And like part of the fun for us is for the players to like look for the limits of the game world, like how far can they go, what can they do, and so forth. So like something that we've been talking about is just press it again, yeah. Is like whether the game world like can have any limits. Like obviously this is not an open world game.
Yeah.
So it's a track-based game, but what we don't want to do is have like invisible barriers. Like
I hate it. I hate it, and I have commented on many of my game reviews.
Yeah.
That I hate this.
So
as I can see, there is no barriers with invisible barriers. You know.
No, like we do have barriers like where it makes sense on a racing track. Like we don't want you to like fail too badly in this corner, but like if you really try to go out of bounds, you can. Like probably in most game modes we will have some sort of respawn logic there. Like if you're too far out of bounds, we'll get you back on track. But we do want to leave you some room to experiment and see where the limits are and so forth. Now it's falling out of the world.
Okay.
But yeah, so we do want to leave like that freedom of exploration and just having fun for the players. Like so many of our fans are telling us that they like to have fun in like the old FlatOut games, like just like running off track.
And crashing the car and seeing the damage.
So we don't want to stop you from doing that. You should be able to do that. And and that's part of the fun for us. And that's like one of the reasons why it's great to be back on PC, like where we have fewer
limitations. Maybe.
Yeah, limitations in terms of technology on what we can do. So that's great.
I know this is a very early build right now, but what would be the recommended requirements be for this game?
We honestly don't know yet. So like right now we're just like making sure it runs well on our own office hardware.
What is this hardware that is running right now?
That is a. I actually, honestly, I don't know. I think it's a GeForce something running on a quad-core something.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know. Like I am a PC user myself, but it just hasn't been very important yet. So yeah. We do plan on like trying to make it scale as gracefully as we can, because we are aware that we have a lot of fans in like Eastern Europe and Russia, and they don't necessarily have all the same PCs as we're used to here.
Yeah.
And we're aware that like people are still playing like FlatOut 2, in part because it runs so well on older
Yeah.
hardware.
But-
So yeah, it's
But then again, you need to make it next generation, you
yes,
know. So you
yes,
need
precisely.
to think on the future. So just go bonkers, I think.
Yeah, I think that we're starting from like making sure that it looks nice. It's got all these very cool next gen features running on a modern PC. But then we want to make sure that it scales down gracefully. Like I don't like it like with PC games. Like when we started making games with consoles in mind, and then making the PC ports. Generally, they don't like scale back that well, because you don't have to think about that on the console world. So like if you can run it on the console specs, great. If you can't, then it's going to be a problem. So we're really trying to figure out ways to make it run nicer.
I think this is perfect timing for you guys, because the next generation consoles are just around the corner.
Yeah. It looks like it should be a really easy leap for us to like take this to next gen consoles if it makes sense. Like right now, we're very happy to be making a game for our core audience, which is not a mass market audience. It's not a console mainstream audience. It's more like guys who know this kind of car game. Sorry, they know what they want, and we really want to make this game for those guys, like the old Bugbear fans, basically, like guys like you.
Yeah, I mean, well, it looks phenomenal right now. I mean, I'm so sad that you guys can't see it right now.
It won't be long. Like we're actually working on a video that's going to be available soon, very soon, I hope.
Alright.
Depending on when this video is out, it actually may be out at that point, and then you're going to be seeing more of the game. But like this kind of straight gameplay, not quite yet.
Okay.
But actually, what I do know is that there is going to be an early access version available.
Early access version.
Yes, and I'm willing to say that this summer, but at what exact date I don't know.
So
yet.
something like a closed beta.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
All right. So some
So
lucky
that's going to be a
folks may get it.
possibility to all of the fans out there in a couple of months.
All right. Well, I don't have right now to ask you anything else on this live demo. I mean, the game right now looks sweet. You guys want to see this game in action. I mean, in terms of demolition and graphics, it's up there.
And like some people were like worried that was the teaser that we released like in engine, and I think it's safe to say that the teaser is actually of lower quality than what we have running here.
The teaser what I saw looked like a flat-out decent game, but right now what I see here, it's even better than that, and this looks really good.
Actually, I want to show you one more thing.
One more thing?
Yeah.
I like surprises.
Speaking of the teaser, I'm not sure in what state the Derby demo is, but let's see.
All right.
Because the teaser was shot in an early version of the Derby demo, but yeah, it should be pretty good.
Oh.
Let's see.
Destruction.
So-
All right.
so
This is
like,
the destruction ring right now.
Yeah, so like our fans have been asking us, like, is Derby going to be back? Derby is definitely going to be back.
It's definitely back. And let's see what we can do here. All right. There's lots of smoke. What? Did I see explosions right now?
There are some explosions, yeah.
Can I? Oh, all right. So driving through barrels makes them explode. I like
yeah,
that.
it's just like more fun.
Oh.
That's why, yeah.
It's pretty much like if you remember in FlatOut 2, the stage is similar but a lot bigger right now. A lot more debris on the ground. A lot more small bits and pieces flying off the cars, and
Yeah,
the cars are
like,
really.
like what the next gen power like really allows us to do is basically put a ton more metal in the air. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Does this game also take use of the physics engine?
Yeah.
NVIDIA
So like,
physics?
the Derby like really makes sense to us because it's just like having fun with all the destruction that we built. So we can just like have fun crashing cars. So that's good fun. You're welcome to try exiting from the track. We try to make it really hard, but I think it might be possible still. I'm not sure. And there's going to be like this one is like concrete and metal, but
Did you see that car? It was almost in half.
yeah. That's intentional. So.
Oh my god!
And,
There's many cars without front end pretty much, right? But they're still going.
And like you don't even have to go like super fast in these game modes. It's still fun, and so forth. There's also going to be like variants with mud and so forth, and really try to maintain like this honest, very rough, raw, back to the roots racing feeling. So like if you compare this with some of our competition, it's much more like down to earth, it's more violent and so forth.
Alright.
And again, like you can see some of that exaggerated car damage. Maybe it's not going to be quite that severe.
Oh my god. Okay, I just got crashed. But there's a big pile up in here, and I can see I pretty much, if I ran hard enough, I could drive through this wall. I mean,
yeah, that's what it
bricks
should
and
feel like.
things
yeah.
are falling away from the...
And I think it's safe to say that this is basically what the teaser was about, but except to me, like this already looks nicer and so forth. So that's pretty far advanced. So there's been like some concern whether we will have like racing and derbies. Yes, we'll definitely have racing and derbies. So like if you played FlatOut 2, you pretty much know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Except much.
If you ask me, I've played like FlatOut, I played FlatOut 2, 3 even, and all those expansions. This is back to the roots, but with more destruction and better graphics than ever before. And did the tires flew on that fence and stayed?
I think they like become like somehow stuck. Like that may be a bug or a feature. I'm not sure.
It looks pretty. It looks pretty awesome actually. There's like a big pileup of car tires and this broken cars inside. It can't drive anywhere. It's so crashed up.
There's going to be screenshots real soon. So yeah.
It looks amazing. So I don't really have anything more right now to ask. I would love to play it for days on end.
That's great to hear, and that's going to be possible really soon. So.
Really soon. So let's sit down here, and I will ask him some more questions, and yeah. Well, let's see.
Sure.